Hey there, how's it going? Welcome to Loop Learnings, and this is video number 11. We are making payroll management system. We are working on the user interface. If you haven't watched my previous videos in this series, please do that. They are all updated in the playlist, and you are most welcome to watch that. Before I start talking about today's topic, I would like to mention something which I noticed very recently. I've noticed that the views are dropped. I don't know why. Maybe it's the quality of the content, maybe it's the quality of the audio. I know in last video the audio was crap. Honestly, I didn't like it myself, but I couldn't record it again because I had very limited time to record that video. So what is it, why the views are dropped? Please do let me know in the comments below, and I would like to make the correction wherever I'm not going in the right direction. But some of you are very regular, keep watching my content, so thank you so much for doing that. Keep supporting, keep telling me about it, and that gives me motivation. Nothing else. That gives me motivation. That's it. I don't want anything else, only the motivation, so I can keep going and I can keep sharing my knowledge, right? Anyway, so in today's video also we are going to focus on the user interface. That means we are going to create couple of forms. That means I'm going to create 2 forms. I will try my level best to do it as quickly as possible. Now I'm showing all the forms online, that means on the video, because in previous series people used to come in the comments box and say, hey, you didn't show us how you created this form. So I want those people to see the entire process, so that's why I'm creating forms on the video itself. So I hope that you stick with me. I hope that you watch it. Even though you know how to create forms, I hope that it will give you some new perspective about it. Anyway, so if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please go ahead and do that, and hit the bell icon so you get notification whenever I upload a new video. So today I'm going to make forms about claims. Claims form is going to be used to capture the information about reimbursement, TADA, travel allowance, business meals, or whatsoever. A company usually give that authorization to employees that they can apply for the reimbursement. So this is what we are going to do. We are going to create form, and this is the table you're looking at for the claims reimbursement. Very short table, very small table, straightforward. Of course, you can have as much information as possible in this particular table, information in terms of attachments or approvals or whatsoever. My idea is to give you the a direction. You can add whatever you wish to add in the table or database. Right, I will stop talking and I will start demonstrating. So therefore I will move to the forms area. I'm going to copy in existing form. The reason is because I want to keep the same design static, and that's why I like to copy the form. So I'm going to change the name of this form. So I'm going to call it claims F. That is the name of the form. So I'm going to right click on that, go to design view, we'll select all the fields, get rid of it, and I'll go to the save button. I'll go to the date event tab, ... What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the error handling, and rest I'm going to press Ctrl A to select everything, and then I'm going to press delete on my keyboard to get rid of all the code, because I want to demonstrate in code from the scratch in this video. Now this form currently is linked to bonus table, and remember we are working on the claims information, so therefore we need to link this table to claims table, link this form to the claims table, and I've simply done that by choosing the right table from the drop down under the record source of the property sheet. Now next thing I would like to do is to bring in the fields from the table. So therefore I go to the form design in the ribbon, I click on add existing fields, I select any one of these field and I press Control A. I drag and drop onto the form. I right click here, go to the layout in the drop down and stack them. I go to the home tab. I go to the coloring section and I choose the full black color. Then I go to the arrange tab in the ribbon and I go to the padding and I choose a narrow padding. I unselect everything. I select the labels again, expand them a little bit and then press Control B on my keyboard to make them bold. So we'll do a little bit of formatting here of the form, and here we'll say employee, the claim type, okay, claim type, description of the claim. So you can give this feature fiscal year. FY is fiscal year. That's very important to differentiate for which fiscal year and for which fiscal month this claim is going to be recorded for. Claim amount, then we have status, and then we have updated on. Now since I've done the formatting, I'm going to select all the fields here, the combo box and the text box, and I'm expand a little bit to increase the width of it. Now I'm going to select all and I'm going to bring them in the center nicely, and I'm going to bring this footer closer to the fields. Now let's go to the form view and let's see how it looks like. This is how it looks like, and it says manage bonus. Now we will change it to claims information. That's the heading we need to change. We will make claim ID created on, status updated on. These fields we will make as non-editable fields. Then we are going to convert the employee text box, fiscal year, fiscal month, these text boxes into combo boxes, and then we will link each of the combo boxes to its respective tables so we can fetch the information from other tables. That's what we are going to do next. Okay, save that. We'll go to the design view. First of all, I'm going to change the caption of this form. So we'll say manage, instead of manage bonus, we'll say manage claims information. Okay, so that looks a bit better, bit to the point. Now I'm going to select the fields that we are going to make non-editable. I go to the property sheet, go to the data tab, enabled no, locked yes. That's the next step, and I'm going to change the back color of these fields to a little bit of grayish, so people knows that these are the non-editable fields. Next thing I would like to do is convert this text box of employees into combo box, and I do that very simply. Right click on that and I go to the property sheet. I go to the change to in the drop down and I select combo box. So basically we have converted the text box into combo box, but we're not done yet, because this combo box has to be linked to a table. Which table? Employee profile table, because this is where the employees information reside. So I will keep selecting the employee ID combo box. I go to the property sheet of this combo box and I go to the row source and I click on ... and I close it, and I double click on employee profile and I double click on employee ID, employee name, and I double click on status. And the reason I want status is because I want to see only the active employee in that combo box on the form. That's why you give a criteria called active. That means you're telling Microsoft Access, hey, show me only the active employees. People who have left the organization or resigned whatsoever, they should not appear in that combo box, right? That's why we give that criteria. Now next thing I would like you to focus on is to the number of columns in this query. So there are 3 columns at the moment. Column 0 holds employee ID, column 1 holds employee name, and column 2 holds status information. Now what I would like to do in the combo box, I would like to see only the employee name. I don't want to see employee ID and status in the combo box. So therefore we're going to do a little bit of work in the format tab of the employee ID combo box. So I right click here, I go to the property sheet of this combo box, I go to the format tab, I go to the column count, 3 column counts, as you have seen that. So the column that I don't want to see, I'll simply give 0 centimeter width and it will not appear here. I'll go to the column. I would like to see the column or the information about employee name, and employee name resides in column number 1. So I give 1, not as a column number, it's just 1 is that means show the column number 2. That's what it means. And then I give 0 to the column that holds the information about status. This is done. Likewise, we are going to do with fiscal year and fiscal month as well. So I'm going to right click on fiscal year and I'm going to go to the drop down, change to combo box, and I'm going to go to the data tab, row source, ... and I'm going to double click on fiscal year, ID, fiscal year, 2 columns. You remember that. We'll save it and I'll go to the property sheet again, and what I'm going to do is column count 2, column width 0 and 1. Likewise, we will do with the fiscal month. Right click here, go to the change combo box, go to the data tab of the combo box, row source ... and fiscal months we are going to choose. So ID, fiscal month, 2 columns again. We'll save that. We'll go to the form design, property sheet, format, column count 2, 0, column 1 is the column width. Okay. So now if I'll go to the form view, now we have done the work that we wanted. As we changed the caption of the form, we have made these fields non-editable, we have converted employee, fiscal year, fiscal month fields, text boxes into the combo boxes, and we link these combo boxes to their respective tables. That's the work we have done. Next, I would like to do the coding behind the save button. To do that, I'll go to the design view of the form, I'll click on save, I'll go to the event tab, on click event ... in the pop-up box I will double click on code builder, and here we are in the VB editor. I'll paste whatever I copied as for the error handling, and I'll type in here on error resume next. Okay, now couple of conditions that we want to put in here. So first of all, if the status is active and maybe the amount needs to be changed, maybe needs to be increased, maybe need to be decreased, or the fiscal year, fiscal month was selected by mistake wrongly, so there is always a feature that you should provide as application developer to the user, that they can always come back and update the information. And to do the update, either you create a new button called update, or you can use the save button itself to update the record in the existing table. So to do that, simply you have to give that logic to Microsoft Access. Says if me.status.value is equal to active, it's only active, then doCMD.beep, and we'll say here doCMD.save, doCMD.beep, message box, the updates to the employee, the updates to the claim information has been made. Okay, whatever message box you want to give, it's up to you. I just gave the reference of it, and that would do. Next, I would like to check if any of the mandatory fields are empty. If any of the mandatory field is empty, then throw a message box to the user. For example, what are the mandatory fields? Employee ID, type, fiscal year, fiscal month, amount. Any of these field is empty, then throw a message box to the user. So here we are going to do it. Else if is null, what is the field we are referring to? me.empid.value is equal to true. Then if the employee ID field is empty, combo box is empty, then doCMD.beep message box, please choose the employee information from drop down list. Simple as that, comma, and this would be VB critical, and this would be information, not information. And we'll set the focus as well. So employee dot set focus. All right, here we go. We select this code block, we copy that, we paste it, and then we give the reference of this combo box called type. So okay, and we copy that, we set the focus for the type, and the message box should be changed to please choose the claim type. Okay, makes sense, right? From drop down list. I copy that again, then I go to paste here, and I want fiscal year to be selected, and me dot fiscal year, and we set the focus on that field, and we change the message box saying please choose the fiscal year from drop down list. Simple as that. We'll copy that, and we'll then check fiscal month. This should not be empty as well, and we set the focus to fiscal month as well. So instead of fiscal year, we say fiscal month. Then we have one more field left, text box left, and that is amount. So amount text box should also amount. Okay, here we go. Please provide, we change the message box, please provide the claim amount to proceed further. All right, that is it. So we have checked all the text boxes. None of these should be empty, and if not, let's say if there is a data information in all the required text boxes or combo boxes, then proceed further and save the information in the table. So we will use else me dot created on dot value is equal to now. This is created on, right? We'll auto populate status and update it on as well. Me dot status dot value, not validation. Me dot status dot value is equal to active. Me dot updated on dot value is equal to now. Right, so that is done. After we have auto populated these fields, what I would like to do is I would like to replicate this information, whatever is stored in this table in the database. I want to replicate that information into flow T table as well. Now, what is flow T table? Well, as you know, if you have been watching my videos, this table is used to record all the transactions related to earnings or deductions. So if there is earning, if there is a deduction, that gets recorded in this table, and at the end of the month when we hit the button called run payroll, payroll will always refer to this table at the end of the month to see the deduction and earning of each employee and auto calculate everything and auto populate in the payroll. That's the beauty, right? And that's why we need to replicate whatever information we create related to earnings or deductions. So if we will see claims form, claims table, we are creating essentially the record related to earning, even though it's a reimbursement, but still it falls under the earning criteria and the earning category. So that we need to do that, and to capture or replicate the similar information at the same time in another table, we will use the record sets. And to use record set, first of all, we have to create the variable, and to create variable, we start with dim, and we set the name of the variable called flow as record set. I hope that you have understood whatever I explained. Now, once we have declared the variable, now we have to set the variable. We have to tell the Microsoft Access that, hey, the variable that we have just created called flow is equal to what? That's what we need to tell. So set flow, right? Set flow, whatever the variable, equal to current db dot open record set. Now, what is record set, by the way? Record set is any table or any query, right? That is called a record set. In this case, we are referring to table in which we are going to store the information, and that's why we have to give the name of this table called flow T, right? Okay, so set flow is equal to current db dot open record set called flow T. Now Microsoft Access knows that, okay, so I've set the variable, I've created the variable, I've set that variable equals to table called flow T. Now what next? Well, we have to tell the Microsoft Access that now create a record in this record set called flow T, and to do that, flow dot add new, that's the code. We will open the table and we will start adding the record. Now how do we add the record? Very easy, just follow me, I will show you. Created on is the first field, and now the information which will be stored in this particular field will come from created on from the form. Basically all the information comes from the form itself, most of it, and so it goes to the flow table. And how do we do that? Well, flow exclamation mark created on is equal to me dot created on. So I'm going to explain you what I did with this line of code, one little line of code. What I did, I told Access, okay, copy whatever date and time in whatever information in this particular field, copy that and replicate or paste it right here, right, in created on field in the flow table. Likewise, we are going to do with all these fields. Next is category. Category is it earning that you are recording, or is it deduction? Because at the end of the day, payroll is all about earning or deduction, right? These are the two things mainly required in the payroll. So category is either deduction or earning. That's what we need to decide. So flow and category is equal to, now we will hard code this. For example, claims falls under earnings, even though it's reimbursement, but still it will fall under earnings. So we'll hard code this called earning. Okay, then employee ID, for which employee this information is being created for, and we will get this information from this form itself, and that is called emp ID. Okay, me dot emp, oops, what is happening? Me dot emp ID dot column 0. Now you must be thinking, why is saying column 0? Column 0 because this is a combo box. In this combo box, the employee ID resides in column number 0. That's why I have given the reference. Now let's move on to the next one. Type. What type of the earning it is, right? So we'll say flow exclamation mark the type. What type of earning it is? Well, it is claim, right? That is the type of information. So we will hard code this as well. So we'll say claims or reimbursement, whatever you wish to type in here. Description. What type of claim it is then? That's the description. Now it goes here, either you use the description in the claims form, or I would like to use the claim type because that will give the information. Claim type. Okay, now we will go to the next field, fiscal year. So we copy the fiscal year as well, me dot fy, where next is fiscal month. Flow exclamation mark fiscal month is equal to me dot fm. Next, amount. So flow exclamation mark amount is equal to me dot amount. Wherever I say me, the data is coming from the form itself. This is the form, right? Next is status. So flow exclamation mark status is equal to active. Flow exclamation mark updated on is equal to now. Once we have captured all the required information, we will tell Microsoft Access to update. So flow dot update, right? And then after having all of this code done, then we will save the docmd.save, docmd.beep, and give a message box saying the claims information has been created successfully. All right, whatever message box you would like to show, you are most welcome to do that. And this will be VB information, and information as a title of the message box, and we will close off with end if block. Right, let's debug it, save it, done. So a lot of work is done for the claims form, okay, the form. All right, we have done the VB coding behind save button. We have created a form. We linked this form to the claims table. We then converted some of the list boxes into not list boxes, text boxes into combo boxes, and then we linked those combo boxes to their respective tables in the database. And then we did VB coding not only to store the information in the table that is linked to this form, but also to replicate that information into another table called flow table, and I have explained that the purpose of that table as well. So that's it. That's what I wanted to show. Now before I move on, I would like to create another form, which is a small form. It's called departments. For departments, I would like to create another form. Okay, now we have forms created, so I'm going to copy the form, existing form, paste it. It's always a good idea to keep the same design static. I will call departments F. That is the form name. Right click on the department F form and select all the fields, delete it, go to the event tab, and I'm going to select save button. You know what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy. Everything else is deleted. Now we are going to start with the blank slate. So first of all, I want to change the caption of the form. Remember, we did that in the last form as well. So this is manage departments information. All right, now I want to link this form to the right table, and the right table is called departments. Now I want to bring the fields from the add existing fields, and Control A, drag and drop, right click from the drop down, click on layout, stack them, home tab, and you select full black font color. Form design, arrange, will go to the arrange in the tab, and I will choose the narrow padding. I will unselect all and select labels only. I will expand labels a little bit, Control B to make them bold, and I'm going to do a little bit of formatting here. So department, the cost center, okay, and the location information will be chosen as well. So here we go, and I'm going to align towards the left of the form. We'll increase the width of these text boxes, and we will decrease the height of the form. Now what we are going to do is basically I want to link this location. First of all, we will convert this text box into the combo box like I have shown you in the claims form, and then we will link this combo box to its respective table called locations. Now we do have cost center as well. Now what you can do, either you create a separate table in which you define the cost center, or you give this authorization to the user so they can provide the cost center information manually. In this case, I'm keeping it open. User can give the cost center information by themselves. Now I'm going to select some of the fields like department ID and status, and I want these fields to be as a non-editable. So to do that, I will go to the property sheet of these fields, text boxes, and I will go to the data tab. I will choose enabled no, locked yes, and I'm going to give a background color of these text boxes little bit grayish, so for user it is visible that these are non-editable fields. Now next I would like to click on save button. Let's go to the VBA editor. On click event, I will go to the code builder behind the scenes and I will paste the code that I've copied for the error handling. On error, resume next. Oops. See, on error, resume next. Next, I would like to put some conditions here. If the status field, if the status text box has the information, then you can use the same button for the updating of the record that we did in the previous form that you have seen. So if me.status.value has any is equal to active, then me do cmd dot save, do cmd dot beep and message box, the updates to the department record has been made. Whatever is your message box that you want to display, you're most welcome to change that. And the header for that message box will be information. Next, what I would like to do is I would like to check department, cost center, location ID. These should not be empty. So else if is null, me dot department dot value is equal to true, then do cmd dot beep message box, please provide the department name to proceed further. Okay, comma, VB critical, comma, information, me dot department dot set focus. Okay, select all, paste it, and I want cost center field to be updated as well. I don't want this to be empty also, so please provide the cost center name to proceed further. So then I would like to have location also to be updated. So I don't want this location information. Please provide the location information to proceed further. If all of that is false, then else simply me.status.value is equal to active, do cmd.save, do cmd.beep message box, the department information has been created. Okay, comma, VB information and information. Okay, and if this is done, now what happens is basically this code will be used to store the information, create or update the information about the department. Before we end this video, we need to do one more thing which I forgot, and that is location ID. We need to convert this into combo box. So we'll do that by right clicking on this field, go to the change to combo box. We go to the data tab of this combo box of the property sheet. I go to the row source dot. We get the locations table. Okay, we are going to link this combo box to location and run it. Two fields, two columns, location ID, location, and we do that by going to property sheet, format, column count 2, column width 0, column 1. That's it. So that is done. It is working as well, and that is it. So we have created two forms. We created one form called claims, second form called departments, and we created both forms to record, capture, update the information to perform the CRUD operation. We have done a lot of work in this video. Hopefully that you have learned something. Even if you're not, please do let me know in the comments below. Keep supporting this channel, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so you get notification whenever I upload a new video. This is it for today. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.